Good morning, Carmel Catholic. Mr. Huther here on a special live broadcast just to check in, see how things are going, and to offer a few messages as we get ready to close our year out. May 2nd already. So it's crazy to think that we've got less than a month in this wonderful school year. So, that being said, the big message is knowing that we only have 1 month to go. I think 3 action-packed weeks after this week. We want everybody to remain as focused as possible. This is that crucial time in the race, if we want to use that analogy. And we are in track and field season. And we have a great boys and girls track and field team this year. So let's use that race analogy. And it doesn't really matter whether you're sprinting, whether you're running a mile, a 2 mile, a 5K. Typically, whenever you get to that last stretch, whatever it is, whether it's the last 100 yards of a 400-meter sprint, whether it's the last half mile, or 800 yards of a 5K race or a longer race. Any runner is going to know where they stand in relation to not necessarily the other runners, but their own goals. So the runner is going to know his or her time. The runner is going to know just how fast they need to sprint at the end to get the time they need, or to perhaps even win the race. So we are running a race. That's what a school year is. You got to know what your goals are. Hopefully you've been aware of them, as we did increase our emphasis on goals this year. So where are you at with your goals? How fast do you need to sprint or to remain focused? If you're well ahead of the race, if you're on top of your goals and you're good to go, it might not look like a complete sprint for you. These next 3 weeks, it may be a little more relaxed, but essentially, we just need you to be aware of where you're at and how you want to end the year, what you need to do to end the year successfully, especially when it comes to your goals that you set for yourself. So just keep that in mind these last 3 weeks. More on that in a bit. And seniors, you're in a bit of a different situation right now. You've run your race. You've done 3 3/4, even more, of your racing. So you're almost done. We just want you to stay focused, right? We want you to enjoy these last few weeks. You've demonstrated what you need to demonstrate. You've learned most of what you need to learn. We're not done yet with seniors. We need you to fill out certainly that form, that senior checkout form. It's in your portals and in your email, so please do that today. Please do that right now if you are able to. But otherwise, finish your service hours. Make sure you're good on your service hours for the year. And keep calm. Breathe. Enjoy these last few weeks, because you've certainly earned that enjoyment. But for everybody, just be mindful, stay focused as we close out the year. And again, more on goals, especially for our underclassmen. I want you all to start thinking about what your goals were that you started the year with, what your goals were that you started the semester with. We're going to be spending more time on that goal reflection on Thursday and Friday in advisory. Just because it really is so important that you stay goal-focused and goal-oriented. It doesn't matter what your goals are, as long as you have written goals and a plan to attain them. And then we're going to help keep you accountable to those goals. But some goals we really want everyone to focus on these next 3 weeks. First and foremost, be on time and in dress code. You may have noticed that we've had less dress down days this latter half of the year. And that's intentional, just because we want everybody to tighten up on the dress code, and we want to end the year with a really great recognition of what the dress code is and why it's important here at Carmel. So we're hopefully moving into warmer weather, but we're going to see the dress code emphasis throughout the remainder of the school year. So be on time, be in dress code. Today at 8:01, 8:02, there were a lot of students in the hallways yet, and I know there was a lot of unusual traffic out there this morning. So we'll call this morning an anomaly, but be on time and be in dress code. Focus on your academic goals. So every student needs to check in with each class. What are your missing assignments? What's your grade? Do you have a final? How much is your final going to impact your grade, your semester grade? Because that should really dictate how much time you spend in studying for that final. So it's just that self-awareness that can come through with reflection. And again, we're going to have you doing some of that reflection on Thursday and Friday. But you really should know where you stand in each class. And then on the academic front too, we know that the pressure really accumulates, it builds and it grows this time of year because some students have not met their goals, their academic goals, and that's okay too. There's help when that happens. You're going to be hearing, and you have been hearing, a lot about REACH these past few weeks as we enter this final month of the school year. You've got REACH, you've got your teachers, you've got peer support, peer tutoring groups. So we just want to make sure that you are reaching out to somebody if you do need that assistance, because it's okay when we don't meet our goals sometimes. That happens. The question is what we do to compensate for that. So reach out if you need help. Never resort to academic integrity, cheating, using ChatGPT to do an essay. That's never worth your time. And we do see increased academic integrity issues this time of year, so let's try to avoid those. Also, in the hallways and the passing periods, again, remain calm. Just chill out. Stay focused. Do what you need to do during your class time. It's okay to be social, during the passing periods. It's okay to be social, but there's an appropriate way of being social and an inappropriate way of being social. So don't block the traffic in the hallways. Try to stay off to the sides so that we can have ease of traffic through the hallways. Keep your language and conversations appropriate in the passing periods, because that's like a perfect example of culture. If you really want to get a sense of the culture of our student body, you want to see how they behave and how they act when they're not under the direct supervision of an adult, right? Because most all of you are just fantastic when you're in a class, right? When you're under the direction of our wonderful teachers and faculty and staff. But when you're in those hallways and when you're not directly supervised, what you do and how you do it, that really gives us a good indication of the culture at Carmel. And so we're always really keen and savvy about what's going on during those passing periods. So please stay focused during that time. Otherwise, stay active, participate. It's that time of year when it's, again, hopefully getting warmer. We want you to get outside. We want you to be among friends, be involved. There's so much to see, to do, to watch, especially these next 2 or 3 weeks. So please do anything you can to be present and among other students, peers. I want to read you just a quick quote, too, because it's always my hope that in the spring, it gives us an opportunity to move away from those screens and to spend more time, in lived reality with other people. And I know a lot of students will say, Mr. Uther, you're always talking about technology. You're always obsessed with technology and social media, and it's not really that. Technology and social media are a part of our lives, and they are tools. They are neutral tools that can be used for good or bad. We just do a lot of research on the impact that social media and technology has on our students, and we're trying to help guide you through that situation because it can be a bit difficult. So my goal for each of you would be to spend less time on a screen and spend more time in nature, outside, with friends, at an event, at a performance, just doing something to replace that screen time. So here's the quote I referenced. This is from an organization that is working with mental health of our youth, a 6-part plan on how to increase the social fabric, the strength of the social fabric of our lives, especially among our teenagers. So the quote says, "Technology can also distract us and occupy our mental bandwidth, making us feel worse about ourselves and our relationships. It can also diminish our ability to connect with others. Some technology even fans the flames of marginalization and discrimination, bullying, and other forms of severe social negativity." So we've all seen the negative sides of social media. Hopefully we've all seen the positive sides of it as well. But I think it's still a good goal to replace some of that screen time with the wonders of spring and warmth and more sunlight and flowers and activity and all that stuff. So get outside and be engaged. A great opportunity to do that, because we like to practice what we preach. When it was warm, we had those few warm weeks. We saw tons of classes outside. That's great. We love to see it. We want to see more of it. We've got our, previously it was our walkathon. We've got our Corsairs Cares coming up on May 12th. Hopefully the weather is going to be beautiful for that, for the walk. And then for our activities in service and solidarity to others. Because here's another fascinating thing about service and gratitude. And this is a quote from that same study that's being done about you all, about improving that social fabric in our lives. Regularly practicing service and gratitude is vital towards feeling more connected with others. So as we focus on service, on solidarity, our hope is that it does bring you outside of yourself and it connects you with others in a way that strengthens, again, that social fabric. So just be open to everything that we're telling you. Try to go with the flow. And the hope is that you'll be better off as a result. Because we want you all to feel great about your social lives, about your experience at Carmel. We don't want our students feeling lonely or tired or anxious. So we're always going to be doing what we can to help. So get some sleep, get plenty of sleep, vitally important. Be with others, be social, be connected. Do your best to try to help us raise monies to meet that $171,000 goal for Corsairs Care, so we can get some vans and send students out in the community doing all sorts of service and good deeds and good works, because we've seen the impact and it's wonderful. So just trust us, and these last 3 weeks, stay focused, stay positive. You've got this. We love you all. Have a great day.